Hello and welcome to Sami's A Plus YouTube channel. We're gonna do this question today. Now I remember when I was in high school, my high school teacher always told me on my notebook to write, just put a straight line right through a vertical line and do all my scrap work here and leave this clean. It was a good advice because your final work is always clean and you do all your scrap work here. So that's what we're gonna do today. So we're gonna sub in -1 to 3 for the k value into here. So we're gonna sub in -1, 0, 1, 2, 3. So if we sub in -1, so we get 2 times -1 plus 1. That's gonna give us -2 plus 1, which is -1. We sub in 0. That's going to give us 1, and we sub in 1, we're going to get 3, and we sub in 2, we're going to get 5, and when we sub in 3, we're going to get in 6. So I just calculated what this is going to equal when we sub in from -1 all the way to 3. And since we got this, now we're going to write tan. The first one is going to be -1 pi over 4, so just negative pi over 4. Plus tan, we sub then 0 and we got 1, so tan 1 pi over 4, which is just pi over 4, plus tan 3 pi over 4, plus tan, that's 5 pi over 4, plus tan 2 times 3 is 6 plus 1 is 7. Sorry, that's a 7. So that tan 7 pi over 4. Okay. Now, as you see, all of these are trig ratios involving the tan. And it seems like pi over 4 is the 45 degrees in every one of them. But all of these are in different quadrants. Okay. So the negative pi over 4, we just look at the quadrants right here. That's 0, pi over 2, pi, 3 pi over 2, all the way around is 2 pi. And then all the students take calculus, which means all positive in here, all the trig ratios are positive. Only the sine is positive here. Only the tangent is positive here, and only the cosine is positive here. And when you measure angles, if you go this way, you're measuring in positive. If you go that way, you're measuring in negative. So now let's look at the first angle here, tan negative pi over 4. So that's going negative pi over 4 this way. So basically, if you like working with degrees, that's the negative 45 degrees, and the negative 45 degrees happens to be right here. And we also need to remember our special angle triangle, the 45, 45, 1, 1, root 2. So the tan of 45 is 1 over 1, and since it's in the fourth quadrant where only the cosine is positive, then the tan here is negative. Therefore, tan negative pi over 4 is going to give me a -1. So I agree, if it's pi over 4, the reference angle in all of them, they're all going to be 1. But that depends in which quadrant to know if it's +1 or -1. Now, let's look at the tan pi over 4. Pi over 4 happens to be in that first quadrant, and everything is positive here. So tan pi over 4 is going to be +1 in here. Plus, now tan 3 pi over 4. 3 pi over 4 is about 135 degrees, so it happens to be right here. Only the sine is positive here, so the tan must be negative. So tan 3 pi over 4 is going to be plus, negative. And as we agreed, tan 45, because all of them have a reference angle of pi over 4 here. So you just refer to this triangle right here, the special angle triangle. So that's -1. And then tan 5 pi over 4, 5 pi over 4 happens to be right here. That's the 4 pi over 4 if you want to do common denominator. So 5 pi over 4 is right here. You could convert it to degrees and figure it out that way if you like. But the tan here of 5 pi over 4, which is the reference angle of 45, is going to be +1. And then the last one is tan 7 pi over 4. 7 pi over 4 is going to be in this quadrant right here. And as we agreed, the tan here is going to be negative, so the answer will be -1. So that's all 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we got all the ratios here. So -1 plus 1 is 0 here. -1 also plus 1 is 0 here. So the final answer will be -1. And that's the answer for this sigma notation trig combined question. As always, thanks for watching. Till next time. Bye-bye.